cakers, you Toxicate here, and today I'm back with another Battlefield-esque review thing. This is actually my second one that I've done, and I just want to repeat it because the last time I didn't say how amazing this game is. I don't think I described it in enough detail, and I really want to give this game justice. I can see why people might not like it, okay? But for me, this game is a masterpiece and probably my favorite game from the last 2 years. That's right, my favorite game from the last 2 years. It takes the crown from both Overwatch and Doom, which are two great games as well, by the way. I'd like to start off saying that Battlefield 1's authenticity is mind-blowing. It gives you an anxiety. It's that strong. When you feel the rush that you only have 3 people left in your battalion and you have to rush to objective A. You have to capture that last point to advance into the next sector, giving you more troops while flamethrowers and field guns and tanks are all firing at you at the same time, and it just drives you insane. It actually feels like a proper World War I battle where machine gun fire is happening all the time. Another thing that boosts this game's authenticity are the sounds, the explosions, the fire. It all feels so realistic and immersive. It actually drives you insane sometimes because there's so much things going on that you can't focus on everything and you start to panic. Not even mentioning DICE's amazing visuals, which they kept from Battlefield 4, but I don't know, for some reason it feels a bit different and much improved, obviously. So that also helps immersion and the realism of the game. They also really improved the spotting mechanics from Battlefield 4, where every time you fire you get spotted on the minimap, and I think almost 90% of the server was usually seen on the minimap, and you just knew where they were, and it wasn't actually that fun. You won't get the thrill of seeing an unexpected enemy right around the corner. And this was improved in Battlefield 1, where you actually had to press Q and they have to be visible right in your sights and you don't get spotted just from firing. Not only that, but the new game mode named Operations is basically Rush, except using flags, and the attackers have to hold all the flags to advance forward, and the defenders can recapture the flags and slow down the attackers. That also really helps the immersion because they don't dumb down the rockets, the grenades, the gas. It is really defender sided on most maps, and just the realization that you have to rush forward as a team and hope that they won't kill you all at the same time will grant you an advance is kind of depressing, because imagine that being your only life you have and you just push in and hopefully you survive because everyone else will die instead of you. It's kind of depressing, and it adds realism to the game as well. Another thing they did is kind of slow down the game, and usually that's a downside for most people coming from fast-paced games like Overwatch, Call of Duty, or Titanfall. But in here, everything is a lot more slowed down and actually boring at sometimes, because let's say someone's capturing objective A, so you spawn at B, but by the time you arrive back at A, the guy's already dead, and then you feel like you wasted time. But those moments pay off so much. I'll talk more about them later, but the game feels a lot more slower now, and you don't get as much kills per minute, and even if you're suppressed, you can't really fire much, you can't really do much when you're getting fired at right behind a rock, and you have to kind of crouch down and hope they won't hit you. And the slow moments do pay off, as I was saying. In the most intense of moments, when there's 20 people at one objective, both attacking and defending, mayhem breaks. All the grenades, all the fire, all the tank, it builds up your anxiety and it feels amazing. It feels like a rush, and you don't really want to get melee killed right behind the back, so you check your back every time. But then again, you're scared that a bullet might kill you up front, so it gets really, really intense, and that's the payoff of the game. Also, the massive scale of the maps in Battlefield 1 give you much more diversity in the game and a lot more opportunities and a lot more interactions. I always like to tell my friends that a typical flag or a slight skirmish in Battlefield is a typical map in COD, and some people like that, some people don't, but I really prefer Battlefield in that case, where there's more interactions and more opportunities on what you can do. Another thing they improved on was the class system and the chemistry between them. Back in Battlefield 4, most classes used automatic guns apart from the sniper class. I played assault, and I get killed by rapid fire machine guns or LMGs. But in Battlefield 1, semi-automatic rifles, they're good in mid-range. The scout rifles, they're good at long range. The shotguns or the SMGs, they're good at short range. And all the classes' chemistry, they're really good together, and it gives you a lot more gameplay value. I also like to point out that because of the bigger maps and the more opportunities Battlefield 1 has over COD World War II, that Battlefield 1 is kind of like a sandwich. Sandwiches are always different, and so are Battlefield 1 matches. Every match feels different, and most of them I can remember off by heart. And in Call of Duty matches, yes, it gives you free kills, and that's compensating the rush. I like to think that the Call of Duty match is a Twix bar. Twix bars are nice, they're sweet, and so are Call of Duty matches. They give you free kills, and that compensates for the rush, as I was saying. But Battlefield 1, every match is different, just like every sandwich is different. So it makes it nicer and gives you new experiences all the time. Here's another thing that I really like about Battlefield 1. They are the cinematics. This is about what you're gonna see, the two next clips. It's just an ordinary unscripted online match that I recorded using the online spectator mode, and you can just spectate the match and make it all really pretty. And these are the next two clips that I recorded, and they look really, really nice, like as if you can these are on par with nice vlogs, and they look really original and really fun to look at and see how online players behave. Another amazing thing in this game are the soundtracks. Ask anyone, the DLC soundtracks and the base game soundtrack are stunning and mind-blowing. What you're hearing in the background of this video is actually the Battlefield soundtrack, and it's stunning, it's amazing. It's really fast and intense when the moment is needed to be intense, like for example when you have a bit of time left until the match runs out and it's the last seconds and builds up tension, or at the end of the round it gives you nice glorious music if you win, and kind of like a defeat more of a music if you lose. And that compensates the slow moments of this game. The music makes you feel engaged all the time, no matter what. Now this game does have downsides as well. For example, this may not be considered a downside for some, but for me it is. You need to be focused to hell. This game requires so much focus. It's not a casual game. I mean, it is a casual game because there's no competitive mode, but the game itself cannot be played casually. It always has to be your main focus, and you can't be distracted by anything. If you need a casual game, go and play a Fallout game, for example. They're great to play if you're laid back, relaxing. They're amazing for that. But Battlefield 1, you need to be really focused. The campaign in Battlefield is way too short. It's really good, but it's way too short. I think it's one of the shortest campaigns I've ever played in my life. But it's really good. The quality of the campaign, there's lots of different stories. There's actually 5, and each tell a different tale from a different person and from a different faction, and it's good. It's good. But as we all know, the game is made by DICE, so obviously has DLCs. And they're quite expensive actually for a premium pass. But on the other hand, DICE is finally removing the paywall a bit to join the players together. They're making the operation campaigns, which are basically a group of said operation game modes, as I was talking about earlier, united, and those are free to play regardless of their status. Are they DLC or whatever, anyone can play them. The skins in this game are kind of meh. If you're a skin collector, like you're from CSGO or Modern Warfare version of Call of Duty, you won't really like this game because some skins are really good, like some skins are just painted in gold and look so sexy. But other skins are just covered in mesh and like have you ever seen a ghillie suit? Yeah, they're kind of covered like that. And they look kind of meh for a Battlefield game. And some people like that, but personally I don't really mind that too much. But if that's a concern for you, keep that in mind. Guys, I saved the best point of this game for last. It's the melee kills. The melee kills in this game keep you on your toes, and if you see an enemy that's on low health and you have a pickaxe, you are sure to melee kill them, because it is humiliating to get melee killed and fun to watch, and you get their keep their dog tags. And personally, my dog tags are literally my babies. They're the most important thing in the game for me, and I really hate getting melee killed. So that's like the number one priority for me. So I'm always aware where I am, and it keeps me on my toes, which is part of the fun of the game. The DICE tried so hard on the melee kills. They implemented one for the back, the side, any kind of direction. You'll probably have a melee kill, but on the odd time you'll just get a standard melee kill without any animation. But the animations in this game for the melee kills are absolutely amazing. In fact, you can see me demonstrating a melee kill on this poor guy's back, like this. A controversial topic in Battlefield 1 are the bayonet charge. I don't know why, but because I think it's pretty well balanced, because basically what happens is you charge in them at full speed and you have to sink your bayonet into them, which sounds kind of painful, and it kind of is, but it demonstrates the brutality of World War I. How it works is you just charge up, and maybe takes 2 seconds to charge it up, and you sprint, but you have basically no control over it. You move so slowly in directions like left and right, so if they cannot outrun you, but they can outmaneuver you, if you get what I mean. As well as that, it's a guaranteed one-hit kill to literally anything, well, obviously except vehicles, but any sentry, any elite classes, it's a one-hit kill, so people can take advantage of that. And that's really it. That's my opinion on Battlefield 1. This is the longest video I've ever made, so thank you for sticking around if you made it this long. And it took me a while to make this, because I saw it and my first video, and I'm thinking, this is not enough. Like 5 minutes, really? But I dedicated 3 days in making this video, which is a lot for me, and I used most of my time on those days on this video. So once again, thank you for sticking with me on this one, and I really appreciate if you leave a like. I put in so much effort in this bad boy. So that's it, really. Battlefield 1. I hope you enjoyed it, and please do leave a like and subscribe once again. And that's it, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.